Have you ever stopped to wonder what's actually happening inside your cat's body the moment that wet food hits the bowl? You think you're just giving them a treat or a regular meal, but you're actually triggering a complex biological chain reaction that traces back thousands of years. Most owners don't know this, but feeding wet food every day isn't just about nutrition. It's about chemistry, ancient instincts, and a silent language your cat has been trying to speak to you for years. Today, we are going to peel back the label and look at the invisible transformation happening under their fur. And stick around, because the most shocking change isn't something you can see in the bowl. It's something that happens to their very lifespan. And I'll reveal that secret at the end. To understand why wet food is a game changer, we have to travel back to the scorching sands of the Near East. Your cat is a desert hunter by design. Their ancestors, the African wildcats, didn't have water bowls. They evolved to get almost all their moisture from their prey. When you feed your cat dry kibble, you are asking a desert animal to survive on crackers. But the moment you switch to daily wet food, you're activating a biological time machine. You'll notice their fur starts to catch the light differently. It becomes silkier, more vibrant. This isn't just vanity. It's their kidneys finally breathing a sigh of relief. A study from the University of California suggests that cats on a high moisture diet have significantly lower stress markers in their renal system. By providing that 75% water content every single day, you aren't just feeding them, you are washing their internal system from the inside out. If this makes you look at that simple can of food differently, perhaps it's the right moment to join our community of conscious cat lovers and subscribe so you never miss these deep insights into your feline's world. But hydration is only the surface level. What happens to their brain is even more fascinating. Have you ever noticed the way your cat's pupils dilate the second they hear the sound of a lid peeling back? That's not just hunger, it's a dopamine spike. You see, for a cat, texture is a language. In the wild, eating involves tearing, shearing, and varying resistances. Dry food is monotonous, the same crunch every time for years. But wet food offers what researchers call sensory enrichment. When your cat feels the soft chunks or the smooth pâté against their tongue, it stimulates the trigeminal nerve. This sends a signal to the brain that says, "This is fresh, this is high value, I am a successful hunter." This daily ritual transforms their mood. They aren't just full, they are emotionally satisfied. They feel like they are being rewarded for their very existence in your home. They want to be your protector because you have provided the ultimate kill. But wait, many people worry that this daily indulgence leads to a fat cat. The science actually says the exact opposite.
There is a massive paradox when it comes to cat weight. Most owners think that rich, gravy-filled wet food is the fast track to obesity. But the reality is a biological twist. Dry kibble is energy-dense, packed with carbohydrates that a cat, an obligate carnivore, was never designed to process in high volumes. It's like feeding a world-class athlete nothing but pasta. When you switch to daily wet food, you are actually lowering their caloric density while increasing their protein intake. Their metabolism shifts. Instead of storing fat, their body starts to maintain lean muscle mass. You'll see it in the way they jump. The spring in their back legs becomes more powerful, their movements more fluid. It's as if they've shed a heavy coat they didn't know they were wearing. A famous study by the Waltham Pet Care Science Institute found that cats on wet food diets naturally regulate their energy intake better than those on dry food. They aren't just eating, they are fueling a precision-tuned machine.
Look at the
And
calendar,
yet,
Mittens.
while their body gets
That
leaner,
means we have enough
a
food
hidden
for
battle
every
starts in their
day.
mouth. One that most people get completely wrong.
Let's talk about the great dental myth. For decades, we were told that dry food brushes a cat's teeth. But think about it. Does eating a cracker clean your teeth? Of course not. Most cats swallow kibble whole, or it shatters into a starchy residue that actually sticks to the gum line, feeding bacteria. Wet food doesn't pretend to be a toothbrush. Instead, because of its high moisture content, it helps maintain a healthier oral pH. It prevents the mouth from becoming a dry, acidic environment where plaque thrives. When you see your cat licking their chops after a wet meal, that's not just cleaning. It's a functional movement that spreads saliva, the body's natural defense, across the enamel. You might notice their breath becomes less pungent over time. This isn't just about a better smell, it's the sound of a healthier heart. Since oral bacteria are directly linked to heart health in felines, this daily ritual is a silent guardian of their most vital organ. If you've noticed your cat's breath or energy changing after a meal, tell us your story in the comments. Your experience might be exactly what another owner needs to hear today.
Now we come to the most profound change, the longevity connection. Why does every single day matter? It's because of a phenomenon called microhydration. In a landmark long-term observation by feline geriatrics experts, cats receiving consistent high-moisture meals showed a 20% slower decline in kidney filtration rates as they aged. This isn't just a statistic. It's the difference between a cat that feels old at 12 and one that is still climbing the highest shelf at 17. By feeding wet food every day, you are essentially buying them time. You are ensuring that their blood stays thin enough to circulate easily, that their joints stay lubricated, and that their brain stays sharp. You are giving them the gift of a long, comfortable sunset. It's not just a meal, it's a daily investment in more mornings, more purrs, and more years of that unique, silent companionship that only a cat can provide. They might not be able to thank you in words, but the way they'll lean their head into your hand 5 years from now will be all the thanks you'll ever need.